Like, what?
Listen, we love it. We appreciate the content. Shady, do you love or hate Dillon Brooks going at LeBron?
I love the competitive nature of trash talking in sports. I love that. But I hate it for Dillon Brooks, right? You talking about the king. You talking about LeBron James. See, the thing is, when you look at the trash talk, right, if you don't know the player and you just hear the stuff he's saying about LeBron James, you're like, whoa, wow, it's headlines. So you look at the player. Dillon Brooks is nobody. He's a nobody. Who is he really? He talked like last night he locked LeBron James up. He had 0 steals, 0 blocks. He had 5 fouls. You only get 6. You around just fouling everybody. I hate when certain players do things for attention. Like, he's more known for the stuff he talks about, you know what I'm saying, at the interviews, you know, talking about certain players, than his game. If you switch his number, jersey number, with another light-skinned brother that's kind of tall, you can't tell the difference, right? But that's the thing about guys like him. A guy like Nick Anderson, back in the day for the Magic, said the same thing to Michael Jordan, right? The next game, he said, what did he say? He said, Michael Jordan's 23 is not the same as 45.
Yeah.
Right? Or 45 is not the same as 23.
Yep.
Jordan came, gave him buckets.
Yep.
The next year, same matchup. They got swept. So my thing is this. Dillon Brooks, watch who you talking about. You talking about the king. When you're not like that, just take a step back, man, and respect the king. Please.
I love trash talk, obviously. A lot of what we do is trash talk. And it's fine. It's fun. It makes it competitive. It certainly makes it interesting. I'm clearly here for the drama of it all. But I think trash talk does need to be appropriate, intelligent to some level.
Yeah.
And purposeful. So purposeful in that this is going to affect the play of the other opponent. We know this is not going to change how LeBron James plays. LeBron James is not the kind of player to react to what someone's going to say and go raging and abandon the game plan in order to prove something to Dillon Brooks. And why would he? Because what has Dillon Brooks done in his career to deserve anyone having to prove something to him? Yeah. That's my issue with it. If you're going to come at the king, you best not miss. And I didn't hear you in game 1. Where was this talk in game 1? It was quiet. It wasn't so chirpy after the loss. So keep that same energy whether you win or lose. That's, to me, what true trash talkers do. They recognize when they've lost, but with the energy that I'm still that guy whether we win or lose. And that wasn't, maybe I missed the clip, but I didn't hear him talking about how LeBron is washed.
I didn't hear that either.
After the loss. I also don't know how he missed the Miami days and the Cleveland days, and I'm pretty sure television existed. It wasn't that long ago.
YouTube works.
YouTube also works. So
but I think his point was,
he didn't
I didn't get a chance to play
is that what he
against
meant?
that LeBron James. That would have been a tougher matchup.
Right. Well, yeah. What did LeBron give him last night?
28 and 12, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty solid.
Pretty healthy night.
Pretty solid for the Wash King.
Oh, Rick doesn't
No?
think so.
I mean, look, no.
Huh?
When we get technical, first of all, LeBron James' capability of giving you a good box score, a good-looking box score, is always there. It's very rarely that he's not going to give you a box score that looks good. He had the highest usage rate on the team, which means he had the ball in his hands more than anybody else, which for me means that you are responsible for how the offense operates, not just the points that you get, but what everybody gets. And his offensive rating overall was the second worst on the team, only to Malik Beasley. So when we get a little deeper than the traditional box score, LeBron was not by any stretch good last night. I think minus, I don't know, it was a big minus.
Bad game.
Number, minus
Wasn't a great
minus
game.
17.
Yeah, okay.
I don't like this because it gives Dillon Brooks much more attention than he deserves as a result of last night's game.
Right.
LeBron had a bad game. Dillon Brooks wasn't necessarily the reason for that. The Memphis Grizzlies collectively, were special. Tyus Jones stepping in for Ja Morant was really good. Desmond Bane. In fact, the Grizzlies were at their best when they put Dillon Brooks on the bench. That's when they were their most efficient. He was at one point, he was responsible for a 6-point swing, missed a wide open three-pointer, went down to the other end, and I think it was Austin Reeves, he fouled at the rim for a three-point play.
He did, yep.
Right? Those were the kind of plays he was making, and I'm like, dude, you should not be barking because you're not at the heart of this.
Right.
Now, the one thing I will say is if he's if we're getting on him because Dillon Brooks shouldn't be the one talking, I'm with that. If we're saying he shouldn't be describing LeBron James that way, what he said is the truth. No. LeBron James is not that LeBron James anymore.
That's actually where I have an issue, though, because which is it? And I mean, I would agree with you. Of course, LeBron James isn't the guy that played for the Heat. That was 11, 12 years ago, depending on which season you're talking about. But which is it? Is LeBron older and not that impressive, or is he a bear? Because the expression is "don't poke the bear." That is, don't poke the bear. That's a terrible thing to do. So is LeBron the big, bad, best player in the NBA that you should get all this pride from defending, or is he just a guy? Or is he both in the weird world of Dillon Brooks? Because would he be doing this for any forward in the league? No, he wouldn't. He's doing it because it's LeBron, and then he turns around and says, "Oh, he's not that good." Then what are you excited about?
Understood.
Make it make sense for me.
Understood.
And also, like, my thing is, like, who is Dillon Brooks to be talking about LeBron James?
Well, I'm with you
there. Like, he's been in the league since 2017, right? About 6 years, something like that.
Yes.
Okay, no All-Star appearances, no first-team defense, no second team, none of that. No defense player of the year. Where is all this great defense? Because you're not known for offense. You sit in the corner, you let Ja Morant do his thing and then kick out. So your game is super basic to be talking about LeBron James. I just hate when players like Dillon Brooks get so much attention for things you're not doing on the court. You look at a guy like Patrick Beverley. He gets into this situation a little bit. But he has been a first-team all-defense before. He's been locking guys up. He's known for defense. Where Dillon Brooks, I don't even know what he's known for. He's known for with big-ass glasses. He's starting to get annoying a little bit.
He's known for
stuff
like this.
I can't go as far as to say it's disrespectful because I think the messenger has to warrant some level of respect in order for it to be disrespectful, right? Like when you go on Twitter and there's lines and lines of people giving their opinion, like I don't value that opinion. If I wouldn't ask for your advice, I can't take your criticism seriously. There's a level to peers that I have to be on with you. And even still then I'm like, okay, but where are you coming from to give this criticism to me before I take it as disrespect?
True.
I gotta have some respect for you to feel true disrespect. And from that perspective, that's why I just find this to be silly. And to your point, it irritates me that we have to give Dillon Brooks this space next to LeBron because it confuses people into thinking that he should be warranting this type of criticism against LeBron. And from that point, to Dave's point, an old bear is still a bear. Try him if you want to. That's still a bear. And you're not even a cub for real. But you like some other kind of animal.
Here's the other part.
That's trying to square up.
What's to be gained from Dillon Brooks?
Clout.
Poking LeBron James. But that's for him.
Instagram.
That's not for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Facebook. Like, come on, man.
So, and LeBron at this point is not, he shouldn't be trying to give you 40. If you look at the way the Lakers were over the course of the season, when LeBron is their leading scorer, when he's taking the most shots, they're at best a 500 team. They're far more effective when he is picking and choosing how he's going to impact the game. So Dillon Brooks is asking him to be something that doesn't even make sense at this point for the Lakers. I
mean, asking you shouldn't receive. You don't get the opportunity to ask. You're not the guy. You're not that guy, pal. To ask.
You're not that guy, pal.
for 40. Dillon Brooks has never scored 40 points in his career. LeBron has scored 40 points 102 times. He scored 35 plus points in his career. Twice in his career, Dillon Brooks has.
If
someone's screaming in your face, you gotta scream back. Okay, so Shady, how should LeBron respond to these comments?
I won't respond, and I like to respond. If I'm LeBron James, I won't respond to a guy like Dillon Brooks. Maybe if Kawhi Leonard said it, Paul George, Ja Morant, I will respond. But certain players don't deserve a response. And Dillon Brooks is in that category of a guy that hasn't accomplished nothing. Like, let's just be honest for a second. If he didn't say this about LeBron James, he would never be on no TV station. He would never be on nobody.
Especially today.
No topics. We wouldn't be talking about no topics.
We're not. Yes. Once again, we're not really talking about the game. We're talking about
say a word to the guy that plays for the Grizzlies.
You know what? But that's where I fault us, or at least the media. Why are they interviewing LeBron?
We got to do better. We got to do better. You're right.
Why are they interviewing Dillon Brooks after that game? Like,
Where everybody gets interviewed.
Because they know he's going to say something like this.
No, but everybody gets interviewed
that's
at the
not
game.
a good
though.
reason.
I mean,
All right, but that's
I guarantee
the business.
you the media made a beeline for his
They
locker.
know that
Yeah.
he's going to stand there with the look, you know, the pro wrestler look, and he's going to say that in the tone, and he's going to give you the heel
Yeah, he'd be great for wrestling.
bite,
said, yeah.
and then that bite is going to go viral, and part of this is the clips and the clicks.
Maybe it's just me. I would have said you have to take those glasses off if I'm going to talk to you.
They're all big and hanging off.
I would have, if I'll be very honest with you, America. If I was a beat writer covering that locker room, I would be giddy holding my recorder in Dillon Brooks' face. I would be positively beside myself with glee because I'm doing traffic that night on the website. That's just honesty. And I appreciate it from that standpoint, but
We are our own worst enemies.
I want to interview him.
I push back on that to some degree because fans can complain because we blow this out into TV shows. Go search Twitter. The fans are talking about it. It's interesting. And for a lot of people, it's controversial because who the hell's Dillon Brooks? I get it. But if I were LeBron, how long has LeBron been doing this? There have been, the one that I brought up, Lance Stevenson. He was a good basketball player, but that is the enduring image of Lance Stevenson.
He was a good player, though.
He was, but that is what he is most
I'm
famous
gonna give him
for.
the guitar.
That is still a meme 15 years later. I know that. I'm just saying.
They also took that out.
They did. And if I were LeBron, I would keep it pushing and try to win the series.
But yes, I would agree with you. There's no way that LeBron should, if he's asked about it, which he likely would be, I would respond with, I don't know who that is. I don't know who it is you're talking about. I know they have a lot of players on that side of the ball, but I don't know who that person is. I truly have never heard of them.
I would not give it
But
the
if
oxygen
if you say that and they say, what about the guy with the big glasses? You gonna know
that's that guy.
Yeah, you gonna know who that is. Yeah, you gonna know who that is.
Yeah, now I remember. Yeah. That's what. Yeah, we gave him an L on the first. Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.